So for the first 30 seconds, we're just going to warm up the spine. Oops, almost said it for 2 minutes. You guys will be like, no way. Okay, first 30 seconds, you're just going to get a little crisscross of your arms around your shoulders, and we're going to start to circle the torso. So we're just kind of moving the rib cage in a circle, going in one direction, keeping your hips fairly firm, keeping your legs fairly solid, moving at a range of motion that feels good, and give your spine a little time. Now, be mindful if you've got any osteo stuff, osteoporosis, osteopenia, anything like that, you're going to be small and mindful with the movement. When you feel ready, take those circles and draw them the other way. Same thing in the other direction. So if you're working on any osteo stuff, be gentle. All right, now we're going to take it into some side bends. So you're just going to hold on to those shoulders, bending side to side, warming up the spine. Same thing. If you're working on any osteo stuff, you're going to be smaller, and you'll think about lengthening upward rather than going for a deep side bend. Five seconds left. And time. Nice job. Okay, hands to the hips, and we're just taking the hips in big giant circles. Circle in one direction. Notice how your knees are feeling. Notice how your hips are feeling. Like I said, we've got a lot of work in our legs, so big leg muscles are going to work hard today. So just kind of get a sense of how do your knees feel? How do your hips feel? How does your back feel? Because all of those spaces kind of help support the quadricep and glute muscles, and then vice versa. All right, take those hip circles, go the other way. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to take hands to the knees or tops of the thighs and move into a little cat and cow. So just arch your back and round your back. Same directive here. If you're working on your osteo stuff, then you'll be mindful. You'll go slow and really think about lengthening the spine rather than that big fluid movement where you grind against the spine. And time. Nicely done. Okay, last minute of warm up. We're just going to step in, step out, step out. So we're just going to get the feet moving, get the legs moving, check in here. Notice where your energy level is at. So we do have 3 speed rounds today. So if you're feeling like low energy, or if the summer's just getting to you and all you want to do is take a nap, then you're going to skip the speed rounds and you'll just do them in a slow and mindful way. Once you've got this motion pattern going down, especially if you're not wearing shoes, start to articulate through the feet. So as you step out, spread your toes nice and wide, work toe, ball, heel. Same thing as you walk your feet back in. Now to get your brain involved. If one foot was leading the charge, now take it with the other foot leading. Nice. And then once you've got that down, maybe pick up the pace just a little bit. Get your heart rate coming up a little. Get your breath coming up just a little bit. 10 seconds left. Maybe pump your arms a little bit too if that feels like a good way to go. And time. Awesome job. Okay, grab a set of weights, heavy if you like. Now it's going to be 1 minute on one side, 1 minute on the other side. I'm going to turn sideways, but I'll turn front to just get you started. So we're going to step with our feet together. One foot's going to stay stationary. The other foot's going to take a nice wide spin out, take a nice big squat, step that foot back in. But as you step that foot back in, think about pushing off with that back leg to step it all back together. So we're going to stay one side for 1 minute, and then we'll do the other foot for 1 minute. So I'm going to step to the side of my mat, step out nice and wide, give it a nice big squat, push off. Yes. Focus on that bit of a push off. So as you push off with that foot, feel your foot work through the ground. Turn out only to a point that feels good to your knees. So everybody's going to have some little variations here as to what depth of turnout feels right. Keep a nice upright lifted spine. If you want that extra bit of work, your weights are going to hover over your shoulders. But if you need just a little bit of support, let your weights rest on your shoulders. And time. Great job. Okay, now we're gonna take it over to the other side. So I'm gonna spin myself around, but you're gonna work with your other side. So we're just gonna step out, wide squat, push off with that foot. We got 1 minute on the clock. Same thing here. You're gonna only step out and turn out to a point that feels good and safe to your knees and your hips. That might look different on each of us. We all have different external rotations at our thighs. If you like working with the breath here, you're gonna exhale as you push off. So you use your exhale to help you on that effort. Nice work, we've got 20 seconds left. Beautiful, you guys look amazing, nice job. And time, awesome work. Okay, we're gonna stick with those heavy weights and we're taking it right into a deadlift. So feet about hip width distance apart, toes and knees pointing forward, arms hanging down in front of you, a little micro bend in the knees, hip hinge. Lean yourself forward, push into your heels to rise up, squeeze your glutes at the top. We got 1 minute on the clock. If you're working with lighter weights, you might start to pick up the pace once you get a good rhythm down. You wanna make sure you keep good form here. One of the directives that I heard to help find that work happening is to imagine somebody's coming to poke you in the bum and you're just gonna squeeze your butt right at the top to prevent that from happening. Or push down into your heels if that helps you find it better. Nice, you're already halfway there. And time, awesome job. Stick with those heavy weights. Now we're gonna stagger our stance and it's gonna alternate between a staggered stance deadlift and a staggered stance squat. So step your right foot slightly back, start with your deadlift, hinge from the waist, lean forward, squeeze the glutes to come up, and then dip down into a little squat. So we're gonna alternate between the two, finding that differentiation. So hip hinge is your deadlift, that works your hamstrings and your glutes. Squat works the quadriceps and the glutes. So we find work in different big muscle groups here. As you squat, you want to think about keeping your chest and chin upright. As you deadlift, you want to think about bringing the heart forward and keeping your head and your heart in line. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. "15 seconds left on this side. You got this." And time, nice job. Switch your feet and we're gonna take it right to the other side. So right foot forward, left foot back, arms hang down, hip hinge, find your deadlift, bend your knees, find your squat. You got it. 1 minute on the clock. Same thing here. Be nice and mindful of your movement pattern. If you find as you do that deadlift that you're trying to look up and forward, keep a little chin tuck so that your head and your spine are nicely aligned. Beautiful, you guys. Nice work. "20 seconds left. You got this." And time. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to go up into the shoulders. So if you like, switch to a lighter weight. We're going to hold a little bit of a chair pose. So for my yoga friends, it's just going to feel like you're sitting back into a chair, but then we're going to take the arms up to the shoulders and we're going to circle a little bit of that Karate Kid wax on, wax off. We're going to stay in one direction for 30 seconds. And then we're going to switch directions going the other way at the 30 mark. So we're going to stay seated in that chair. Arms are out in that W shape. How big your circles are, just enough to get your shoulders feeling a little bit of a burn. We're working those small muscles in the shoulders. You got it. Nice work. Keep a slight firmness in your belly. So it's not arms and everything going all at the same. Belly stays firm. Arms are drawing circles. Yes, that looks awesome. You guys look great. Fantastic. It's a lot. It's a bit of a burner. Okay, switch directions. Go the other way. If at any point you need to put the weights down, go empty hand. You're still going to get tons of work going on in the shoulders. And time. Woo! Lower those arms down. Come on up. Shake your legs out. We're going to set our weights off to the side. And now we're going to find, I think this one's fun. All right. So we're going to step out nice and wide with a little bit of a jump. Catch your balance over to the other side. So you're going to take a little bit of a hop and then catch your balance. And that's all you got to do. Do not worry about what you look like. Think about finding a little bit of a wide step. Keep one leg lifted. Take it over to the other side. Keep your leg lifted. If you need to reset, do that. We want to challenge ourselves to catch our balance. So don't worry about it looking cool or smooth. Worry about finding that center and catching your balance. You might wobble. Yes, nice work. You might take your arms and help you catch. You might use your core to help you catch. If your balance is way off, keep it small. Take it one side to the other, try to catch your balance. If your balance is super off and you're just like not even gonna pick up your foot off the ground, that's okay too. You're just gonna lean out just a little bit. Maybe you can take 90% of your body weight in one leg and 10% in the other. You got it, nice job. And time, beautiful. All right, now grab your heavy weights again. We're gonna take it into some double heel lifts or calf raises. So arms are just gonna be in a bit of a farmer's carry. Lift your heels, lower your heels. We got 1 minute on the clock. You're going as fast or as slow as you like. This is not one of our speed rounds. So we do wanna focus a little bit more on control over speed. If you notice that your ankles have a tendency to get a little wobbly or buckle in or out, focus on keeping them in a nice even position, even if that means you go with less height. Control is better, strong is better than getting just wild movements in. Unless you like those wild movements, then you do your thing. "15 seconds left. And time, nice job. Okay, kick out your legs just for a second, shake them out. And we're coming back to those calves and those heels, but now we're gonna take it into a farmer's carry with a tippy toe walk. So you're gonna lift the heels, tippy toe walk around. You can walk forwards, you can walk backwards, you can play around. You can do any variation you like, but you're gonna try to keep your heels lifted the whole time. Tippy toe walk. And we're gonna try to keep those weights held about 4 inches away from the side of the body. So we're just keeping the core engaged. So we're not wobbling all over the place as we try to maintain that stability in the upper body, holding the weights out to the side. Lots of strength in the feet, lots of strength in the ankles. Nice work, you guys, beautiful. Ooh, 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 I like those backwards walks, yes. All right, now as you do this walk, just kind of get that sense of where you are, where your mat is, and just get a sense of the space around you. For our speed round, we'll want to just be able to tune in and use our proprioception a little bit. All right, when you're ready, set your weights down onto your mat. We're going to go with a side-to-side configuration. So set your weights down and then kind of get an idea of where your spacing is. We're going to walk in a figure-8 pattern with a little bit of agility, and we're going for speed. So we're going to walk around our weights in a figure-8 pattern. Mind where your weights are. If you need to readjust your spacing, do what you need to do. We want to be careful that we don't accidentally step on our weights or trip over our weights. So that's where proprioception comes in. Where are you connected to the space that you're working in and the tools that are around you? Go as fast as you can without losing control or without risking injury. All right, now if you were going in one direction, reverse directions, go the other way. Still keeping that lightness of foot, moving with a little bit of agility. Heart rate might come up a little bit, breath might come up just a little bit. 12 seconds left, you got this. And time, nice job. Okay, we're just gonna move the weight slightly out of the way. And now we're gonna take it into opposite hand in the front, opposite hand in the front, same hand in the back, same hand in the back. So opposite, opposite, same hand, same foot, same hand, same foot, but we're going for speed. So we're gonna go as fast as you can, a little external rotation, a little bit of a butt kick. You got it. If you're already feeling a little fatigued, you might go slow. You might hold it and pause, finding a little bit of engagement of the muscles. But if all things are feeling good, that speed's working for you. Yes, nice work. Thirteen seconds left. Woo! And time. Great job. Okay, last speed round. If you want to, grab your light set of weights. It's going to be a little bit of a bob and weave with an uppercut. So we're going to weave a little bit, sinking down into a bit of a squat, punching upward, and your hips and your heels are going to move and pivot with you. Move at a pace that feels good. You want to think, if you were truly doing an uppercut punch, you want to think about pushing with your hips. So you're not punching with your arms, you're punching with the strength of your butt. So you're pushing upward, and so is your hip. Nice work. Yes, you guys look amazing. Nice. Thirteen seconds left. You got this. And time. Woo! Come on down. March out your feet. We're going to come down into a high kneel position, but just give your heart rate a second. March your feet. Take a nice big breath. When we come down to our high kneel, we're going to use light weights. It's going to be some single arm halos. When you feel ready, come down into your high kneel position. Once you're there, we're going to keep a firmness in the belly. It's going to be one arm and then the other. So we're just going to take that nice big circle around the head, and then the other arm is going to follow. It's going to be 30 seconds in one direction. You go at the pace that feels right to you. Drawing those nice articulated circles. You might go slower here. Give your heart rate just a little bit of time to slow down. A little working recovery, but we're keeping the belly firm. So we're not rocking that high kneel all over the place. You guys look stable. Nice job. All right, reverse directions, go the other way. That means you're tracing around the back of the head and swinging it around. And time. Awesome job. Okay, we're spinning around, sitting on our butt, taking it right into a V-sit. I forgot to tell you guys the nicest thing. Our last 3 minutes are stretching. So we're almost there. We're almost to the stretching. All right, find your V-sit. Now, here's a place where you can go with the heavier weights if you want to, but it's going to be alternating bicep curls. So one arm is going to stay steady, and the other arm is going to take it up into that curl. We're going to hold our weights up and off, away from the knees, away from the thighs. But if you're rehabbing and things need a little bit of work and a little support, let your hands rest. But if it feels good, you're going to lean back into a V so you feel your core kind of kicked on, helping support that nice stable upper body. One arm at a time, bicep curl. If it feels like it's not quite enough work, you're going to lift your toes up away from the floor. Yes, nice work. You're already halfway there. And time. Nice job. Set your arms down just for a second. Wiggle your fingers, shake them out, and then ask yourself, do you want weights or no weights? It's going to be a sit up and reach. So if you want weights, you're going to load them up at the chest. You're going to sit back, reach up and overhead, hold them up to the chest, sit up and give a good reach. Loaded or unloaded, you're still going to get plenty of core work. So you choose whatever feels right to you here. Nice big up and overhead reach. And then as you sit up, you're just going to reach out and ahead of you. If sit-ups don't feel like a good variation for you, if it creates any tension in the tailbone or anything like that, then you're just going to stay more in that V-sit and just take the reach. But if it's all feeling good and a sit-up feels comfortable to you, you take it at the pace that feels right. Nice form, you guys. Beautiful. And time. Awesome job. Okay, set your weights out and off to the side. Our last 3 minutes are just going to be some nice stretches. Okay, this is two things. I guess this is what we get when I plan class after working hard out in the yard. I'm like, ooh, stretching would be so nice. So start with a nice wide leg position. As wide as your legs feel good. You don't need to be extreme. I have good external rotation in my legs, so my legs just go to the width that they go to. All right, so once you've found a width that feels good in your legs, we're going to take it into a side bend. It's going to be 15 seconds. We're just holding that stretch. So lean out, find the side bend that works good for you. All right, when you're ready, take it over to the other side. Nice, and now lift up. We're gonna bring soles of the feet together. So we're taking it into a butterfly position. Once you've got your butterfly position, you're folding yourself forward just to a depth that feels good to you. Doesn't need to look like anything in particular. Maybe you'll find a little stretch in inner thigh and groin, maybe outer edge of hip or even into your glutes. So you find a depth of work that feels good and sustainable to you, and then just hang out there and take a couple nice big breaths. Nice job. Come up nice and slow. Now, for my yoga friends, you'll know this as deer position or pigeon position. So you're going to choose a variation that feels the safest to your knee. One leg is going to be out in front. One leg is going to be zigzag out to the side. So that's the position that if your knees get a little cranky, this might be the better place to be, and you'll just fold yourself over from there. But if you like a pigeon position, the leg out in front is going to go perpendicular to the body, and the other leg is going to walk back nice and long to the end of your mat. Pigeon can be a little bit strenuous on the knees, so choose the variation that would feel good to your knees. This is a hip stretch, so if you're feeling it more in your knees than in your hips, adjust your legs so that your knees feel pretty good about the situation. All right, find a folded position. So once you found how you want your legs to be, hang out there and just take a couple nice deep breaths. Nice job. Come up nice and slow. We're going to switch our legs. So if you went with that deer position, you might just kind of lean back into your butt and swing the legs around, zigzag your seat, or send that leg all the way back. So one leg is straight behind you, one leg is perpendicular across your mat. Find the variation, and one side might be totally different than the other. You might have one happy knee and one cranky knee. So do the thing that feels good and then fold yourself down into a shape that feels sustainable. We got 30 seconds and all you got to do is breathe. And time. Beautiful. Come on up. Now we're going to flip back over into a tabletop position or a kneeling position so that we can come into our puppy pose, or heart melting pose is one of our yoga things, but it's a really nice stretch for the upper body and the chest. So you're going to keep your hips in line with your knees. You're going to walk your hands forward so you get a nice long outreach of the arms. And then once your arms are out as far as feels good, drop your chest down a little bit, let your forehead reach down towards the ground. If it touches the ground, awesome. If it doesn't, don't worry about that. That's not the objective here. All right, when you're ready, come up nice and slow, and we're gonna finish with a forward fold. So if you like to, just curl your toes under, pick your butt up, walk your feet in, walk your hands towards your feet, and then we're gonna keep a little bit of a bend in our knees. So we're not gonna try to go extreme. We're not trying to straighten our legs. We're feeling a gentle tug, hopefully in the back of the hamstring muscles, nothing zinging you up into your glutes, and then just hang out here, let your head hang as heavy as you can. And time. Bend your knees a lot. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up nice and slow. Take a couple of shrugs over your shoulders. Maybe throw them in and out just a little bit. You did do some shoulder work today, so just make sure everything feels like it's moving appropriately. Now, if you're sticking around for foam roller, we'll address your shoulders. But if you're getting on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's amazing.